So I'm here with Rajan, who is doing his second tour of CDOL. So this is your second summer doing work with us. And you have done some very important work this summer, right? Tell us first a little bit about this work on flow analysis and what it's about.
For sure. So this summer I had the idea of making a little tool that would make it easier for students to write RISC-V assembly. I remember when I took the course and when I TA'd, there were a lot of people that had the same issues, you know, with using the wrong registers or overwriting the stack or things like that. So after taking Compute 415, which is kind of taught by Nelson that year, I came across this thing that we did called data flow analysis, where fancier compilers for regular languages would use these really fancy math formulas to figure out, say, when a variable was in use or when a variable isn't in use. And we thought to maybe apply the same idea to RISC-V registers and all of those instructions. It was a little bit easier than using it on a compiler, but we had to come up with our own stuff because it didn't match properly. And over the summer, I had the idea to work on the project here with Professor Nelson, and it turned out really well. We worked on, it was called Live Analysis, the original version, and we kind of took those ideas and then we made our own ideas, kind of expanded to work with RISC-V assembly. And now we have our RISC-V analysis tool, which hopefully you'll use eventually, to see what's going on with your code before you even run it in your simulator.
And these ideas of flow analysis, they have been using some labs in the past, but they inspired the last lab for this term as well, right? When we were going to do some stack manipulation analysis.
It's a very meta lab. You'll be working with RISC-V assembly directly as an input, so kind of like you're almost the compiler yourself, but you're going to be doing a very small portion, but a very important portion of what I ended up doing for this tool as well, but in assembly, which is even more fun.
Fun is the keyword there.
Fun is a big keyword, yes.
And so Rajan also had some idea about re-implementing and revamping a tool that we have used in the past called CheckMyLab.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about CheckMyLab.
Yeah. So the idea behind CheckMyLab was to have an online place where you can quickly check whether your lab was correct or not. Another very important part of CheckMyLab is being able to share test cases. So rather than being very competitive, you work collaboratively to come up with test cases, upload it to the website, and everyone else in the course can share it and use that as well. So the idea behind it is that both you can quickly check but also share. And this year we ended up completely rewriting it from scratch. Even though it was only a few years old, technology always changes. This is a web app, and as you might know, web always is changing. So myself, along with Pharrell, another student, also we worked on this together, and we just basically wrote it, made it better. Things always change, and it's interesting to see the software process. Even though we've gone through this before, you know, requirements change, people change, technology changes, and we always have to keep it.
And it's always good in a re-implementation, right? Doing it again, you do it better. So we hope that it will be a robust tool that will be available in the fall. We haven't made the decision yet whether we're going to use, because we are still developing and testing. And the other thing that you did, Rajan, was to take the initiative to improve the grading process with the grading scripts, but also to like being the senior student in the lab this summer, you also took a leadership on ensuring the quality of the labs, right? And work with the other students with the review process, and to try to offer the students a good experience in the fall, right? So I think one of the things that you can say to end this is give the students a bit of sense of the work that we do behind the scenes. So that they have a good experience with the labs.
These labs, the amount that you see is probably only about 10 or 20% of it. You know, anyone can write up a lab, everyone can write up a lab, right? But in order to use it, say, in a course setting, in order for it to not only just be educational, but also fun, you know, exciting to kind of go through and try it on your own, it takes a lot of practice, it takes a lot of a lot of iterations to go back and forth between us and our team members and having everyone else review each other's labs and whatnot. And also just to make them all consistent. You know, you don't want, there's multiple people writing them, you want them all to feel the same and all to build on each other, so it's fun to go through it and whatnot.
So thank you very much.
Yeah.